Hey, y'all. I wanted to take a couple of minutes and come here and talk to you about some things. So, almost 6 years ago, I lost my husband. I've dated a few times and I was in two relationships. One that was 8 months, and this last relationship was 19 months. And that ended about a little over 4 weeks ago. So I've been going through some things and I decided, let me get back into church. So I kind of stepped away from church in 2025 because I felt like I was just pouring everything out of me, serving and giving to others and making sure everybody else was okay. But I didn't necessarily feel like my cup was being filled back up. So, with that being said, I kind of stepped away from church for a little while and took some time to myself. And probably wasn't the healthiest situation for me. Let's not even lie. It was not a healthy situation, but it's what I did. So, I've started going back to church to find community and make new friends and get involved in different things. Today's message was stepping out of stagnant. And it was based off of John 5 1 through 15. And some of the things that I wanted to kind of give some feedback on, where the man was laying at the pool there in Bethesda, and he had been there for 38 years, waiting for his turn to have someone help him because he was paralyzed, to help him get into the pool when the water stirred. If he could be the first one there, he would be healed, right? So one day, after 38 years, this man named Jesus walks by and he says, "Do you want to be made well? Do you really want to be made well? Do you want to get out of the situation that you're in now and move forward where you can grow?" So the guy starts telling Jesus the whole situation. So the pastor gave three reasons, three belief systems and things like that to why this guy is trapped in his broken situation. The first is it's a broken belief system. So when Jesus asks, "Do you want to get out of the situation that you're in?" he starts explaining to Jesus why he can't. I'm paralyzed. There's nobody to help me move forward. There's nobody to help me when the water stirs. If I'm not the first one in, I'm not going to get healed. So, again, that wasn't the question that God asked. He asked, "Do you want to be made well?" Then the pastor talked about a superficial support system, how we find friends or people that are like-minded. They say birds of a feather stick together. People that are like-minded and share those same beliefs and those same thought patterns. So there were a great multitude of people there that day for those years, and they all shared the same belief that they didn't have anybody to help them get to the pool, but they had to be the first one in the pool to get this healing. So his superficial support system is around him, and they're validating his beliefs, validating his lack of hope. They're validating him and agreeing that you cannot be healed. So one of the things there is that we have to start breaking away from the people that hold us back, the people that provide the group think. We need to surround ourselves with people, yes, that support us, encourage us, and love us. But we also need people in our lives that are real, that can speak to the very depths of our heart and soul and say, "You know what you're doing is wrong. You know that ideology is not productive for you. You know this person isn't good for you. Why can't you see that? Well, we can't see it because we're stuck in the middle of it, right? We're stuck in that same broken belief system. So, and then the third thing was a counterfeit comfort system. So they were able to move into the shade around the pool and that kind of thing. And one of the questions is, are you willing to pay the cost? So I wrote down some things. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Jesus spoke to him 3 commandments. He said, get up, take your mat, and walk. So those 3 things. And I immediately wrote down, why did he take his mat? He took his mat, and everybody has a different thought pattern, right? So the pastor's thought pattern was that he would carry the things that he has gone through with him. Okay, good. But while I was sitting there, it just dropped in my spirit that he took his mat so he never had to return. Sometimes we need to just pick up and take all of the things and walk. He was a paralyzed person. He could not walk. But ultimately, he found out he could walk. Sometimes we get stuck or paralyzed in a situation. We feel like we have no way out. If we just hang on, if we just keep waiting, it's going to get better. If I just give this person more time, they're going to love me. It's going to get better. Things are going to change. If I just give this job more time, eventually they're going to see my value. I'm not going to be disrespected. I will rise to the top and be a valued employee, maybe even employee of the month, employee of the year. But let's remember, comfort is the enemy of progress in all things. And I said, usher in the newness, step out of comfortable, stagnant situations. We need to learn boundaries, creating new boundaries. We need to establish those and enforce those. Your past, when he talked about you carry with you what you've gone through, that's why you carry your mat. So for me, I have thought so many times about this. Your past is a part of your resume. Resumes are used to get that next role, to get that next promotion. It's to move from one position into another. Maybe it's the same role, but it's within a different company, a different area. It's different people that don't know you. You can start all over. You can begin again. So dust off that resume. And then I have often thought about resumes like, I look at my life with roles. I've had the role of a daughter. I've had the role of a mom, a birth mom, a stepmom. I'm Mimi. Like, I had another video where I went through all of these things. I've been a sailor. I've been a business professional. I've been a college student, an MBA student. Like, I've held a lot of roles. That doesn't make me who I am. I'm not stuck in that role. I have grown and developed and learned, and I am who I am now because of all of these things that I've done in my past or lived in my past. Also, he said, when you're desperate, the rumor of relief will make us waste our time. That man waited 38 years based on rumors.